By the end of this video, I want you to know 3 ways that you can overcome a potential video game addiction that you may have. But first, as always, subscribe and stick around to the end to implement these tips and tricks into your life. Now, I know I'm not in my sort of usual spot, which is literally just over there. That's where I normally record, but my phone is about to die, and so I thought I might as well do it in this location where my phone can be charged. But first, we must ask ourselves, why exactly are you addicted to video games? Is it because you lack competition in real life and so you seek it in the virtual world? Is it because it's an escapism from struggles that you may be experiencing in the real world? Is it because of boredom? You're literally just bored and you feel like you have nothing to do. Or maybe you simply just like the game, probably way too much, and that is the cause of your addiction. And there are 3 ways that I think are the main things that you can do to sort of stop being so addicted and spending maybe even 12 hours a day on video games, which is definitely what some people that I even know, that's the amount of time that they spend per day on these sort of games and applications and all that kind of stuff. And the first thing that I think you can do to sort of stop being so addicted to video games is weightlifting. Now, the newbie gains that you will see when you start weightlifting will be insane. You will start to increase your strength so much when you start weightlifting that you will never look back at video games ever again. You know the sort of progress systems that there are in video games, right? You've got level 1, level 100, maybe it's iron, bronze, brass, silver, gold, diamond, and yeah, all that kind of stuff. Video games have a very easy leveling up system, and weightlifting also has quite a similar leveling up system, especially when you're starting out, and then by the time that a year or so has actually decided to pass, when you've been sort of getting into the gym, weightlifting, increasing your strength, by the time that your gains start to actually plateau and you're not really making as much progress as quickly as you normally would in the past year or 6 months when you were sort of new to the gym and new to working out, by that time, hopefully you will have attained the willpower to actually not go back to the old lifestyle of video games, even if you are still working out, than what you previously were. And I'm kind of experiencing this now. I've been going to the gym for like 9 months or so now, and while I'm not playing video games as much as I used to, I still get more urges the more that I start to sort of plateau with my progress on some exercises. And yeah, I still manage to sort of resist those urges in like a cringe sort of way, but yeah, I just sort of keep to trying to make progress on these exercises, increase my competition in the real world, and yeah, that seems to do me just fine, and it means that I don't really feel these urges too often, and when they come, they're easy to resist. And I think you can honestly do the same thing, and you will never ever look back when you start making progress on the weightlifting in the gym ever again. And the second thing that I think you can do to stop being so addicted to video games and spending way too much of your time on there is to almost play the video game in real life. And this really only applies to specific video games, but I'm going to go through an example that I used, and my most popular video on this channel is titled How and Why I Stopped Playing Minecraft. And this is a video about video games and how I stopped playing the game Minecraft, which you may have heard of. And it was how, even though I was sort of going to the gym, studying for my exams, when my exams were over and I wasn't going to school anymore because it was summer, I had nothing to do, and so obviously I still was doing this YouTube channel, but that didn't take up all of my days, and so I was worried that I was going to end up getting back addicted into video games, and so I decided to play a video game that I previously liked to play quite a lot, which was Minecraft, in real life by building a den and a shelter with my friends. And it seems very stupid, very childish, but trust me, it did work really well, and clearly it must have resonated with another audience because it got the most views that any of my videos on this channel have ever gotten before at the time of recording. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, I would have got better views on a video, like 10k, 5k, whatever. But at the time of recording, that's my most viewed video. And so, yeah, hopefully that will end up. But building a den and doing this sort of childish stuff, spending time in the woods, being as if I was playing Minecraft, just really helped me stop, because I was playing Minecraft in real life in a way, and that sort of translation from the virtual world to the real world really helped me not play video games as much as I was before, and it's kind of like the progress, because the progress that you're seeing in video games replicated with weightlifting. But maybe Minecraft isn't the only game that you've ever been addicted to and spent way too much time on. Maybe you like FPS shooters. Maybe you like Call of Duty, CSGO, Valorant, or I don't know any other shooter games. They're just ones that I can think of off the top of my head. But maybe an example for that would be to go to the woods and play Nerf guns with your friends or whatever, and literally shoot actual, I mean, not actual guns, that would be really bad, don't do that, please, but get some Nerf guns or something, and shoot at each other as if you were in a game, and maybe that will mean that you can stop being addicted to video games as much, because you're actually kind of doing the thing in real life, and that will also give you a lot more happiness than playing video games, because it's actually you that's shooting the gun and not you twiddling your thumbs on a controller or whatever, and you're actually being the one to shoot the Nerf gun, to get the enemies out or whatever. And while maybe your friends, if you're watching this video and you have video gamer friends, maybe if you suggest this, then they're going to laugh at you and say that you're stupid. I recommend trying it anyway, see if they do agree with you. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If they do say no, then you can try other options like weightlifting, and I will also give you one other thing that you can do to stop playing video games in literally just a second. The third thing that you can do to stop playing video games for 12 hours a day is to be a bit more productive with other things that are better than video games. For instance, I used to play video games a lot after school, but then ever since I started doing weightlifting, I would get home from school, go into my garage gym and lift weights. I'd then have dinner, and by that time it would maybe be around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the evening. Yeah, probably around 5:30. And by that time I need to study for my upcoming GCSE exams. By that time it's maybe around 9. I am tired. I then have my evening meal, which I use for bulking, which is into fitness and stuff. That's kind of an unrelated topic. But then I'd end up immediately going to bed at like 9:30, 10, and I would be exhausted. And so maybe almost exhausting yourself with other things like sports, like weightlifting, which we've talked about previously, like studying for exams and stuff, or having a part-time job, exhausting yourself through these activities that are pretty much unequivocally better than video gaming will help you to overcome your addiction, because it means that you're not really going to want to play video games all that much anymore, because you're going to want to get to bed immediately once you've sort of finished your other productive activities, like working out, like studying. Maybe you've got a part-time job, or whatever the hell it is that you choose as your sort of activities to do after school. But many people will say that they use video games as relaxation, and this is where it does get quite interesting, because my friends, video games do not relax you. And yeah, it's a lie that has been spread by so many people, and it's gone too far, because video games are not a relaxing thing whatsoever. Video games are hyper stimulating, and yeah, when you are playing the game, you've got your characters, you've got your guns, you've got the audio, all of this is going into your brain at one time. It's very sort of hard for your brain to handle, and it just ends up sort of, yeah, completely screwing with your brain and your dopamine receptors, and it just doesn't relax your brain whatsoever. And it would be better off and healthier for you to literally go to sleep instead of doing the sort of 1 hour of video games before you go to bed, because you know this, 1 hour of video games is not 1 hour of video games. 1 hour of video games turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into more, and you end up staying up all night, which is not good for you. Please do not do that. So please try use the methods that I have laid out in this video to not do the things that I've seen so many other people do with video games. And I mean, I've never really done like all-nighters and stuff playing video games, because I was quite a lonely video gamer. I'd literally just play games on my own, and at a certain point that would get a little bit too lonely and I'd probably want to turn off the game. But yeah, I've seen people do this so many other times. They would literally stay up till like 3, 4 in the morning and then go to sleep, and then they end up waking at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, which is just isn't good for you whatsoever. So yeah, with that, I hope you found value at this video, and I really hope that you do end up implementing some of the things that I have said in this video into your life. And with that, I also recommend subscribing, because I love this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have. Good luck.